This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
A summer on the links, we head to the Hazleton United States Golf Little League's opening ceremony for 2018. That and much more next. Happy New Week, everyone, and thank you so much for your time. I'm Ken Karen. You're watching us in HD on Service Electric Cablevision Channel 513 and in SD on Channel 13. And never miss a story or a moment of your favorite local shows like The Girls by subscribing to the SSPTV YouTube channel. Now your headlines from SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. The call came in as a domestic disturbance with a possible overdose victim. It ended with a search warrant and the discovery of handguns and hundreds of bags of heroin. Hazleton police responded to a second-floor apartment at 127 East Maple Street just before 3 this morning. Officers heard multiple voices arguing inside the apartment. As they knocked on the door, multiple people began to flee by jumping out of a second-story window. One male was apprehended. Police could not locate the others. Other officers remained on the scene to check on the reported overdose victim. Unable to get a response at the door, they forced entry into the apartment. While looking for the victim, they found approximately 820 bags of suspected heroin and 8 handguns in plain view. Police secured the location and notified the Narcotics Division. At 9 a.m., the narcotics unit executed a search warrant and recovered $1,800 cash, 6 cell phones, an additional handgun, and packaging materials. The male that was apprehended was taken to the hospital for treatment of an ankle injury he sustained from jumping out of the window. He was not a resident of the apartment. A South Carolina man is in the Schuylkill County Prison facing a list of charges. 32-year-old Stephen Osborne was taken into custody Saturday near the intersection of East Monoy Avenue and South First Street. Police say he was found to be under the influence and behind the wheel of a running vehicle. According to police, Osborne was also in possession of several loaded weapons, body armor, heroin, methamphetamine, and drug paraphernalia. He was arraigned and lodged in the Schuylkill County Prison in lieu of $15,000 cash bail. The Pink Heels National Tour made a stop in our area yesterday. The Pink Heels Lehigh Valley chapter brought its bright pink vehicle to Beaver Meadows yesterday. The truck was escorted by Beaver Meadows Volunteer Fire Company, the Beaver Meadows Police Department, and the Citizens Fire Company of Weatherly. The special vehicle came to visit 2 local women who are cancer survivors, Jean Moyer and Betty Ann Kopp. The women were honored with flowers, a t-shirt, and many hugs. They even had the opportunity to sign the pink vehicle. Pink Heels is a program that partners with public safety organizations, local businesses, and families to bring a community together. Congratulations to Jean and Betty Ann and continued good health. A mother who lost her daughter in a school shooting in Connecticut will be the key speaker at an event on school safety in our area next week. Michelle Gay will tell her personal story and recount the lessons she learned on December 14, 2012, and in the aftermath of the Sandy Hook school tragedy. Michelle has chosen to help school communities improve school safety in honor of her daughter, Josephine, and in memory of the other 19 children and 6 teachers lost that terrible day. This special program titled School Safety, A Parent's Perspective will take place Monday, June 11th at 9 a.m. at the FM Kirby Center in Wilkes-Barre. It is being presented by the Luzerne County District Attorney's Office and the Pennsylvania State Police. The public is invited to attend and seating will be limited. To reserve a seat, contact Trooper David Peters at 570-459-3890, extension 269, or email dapeters@pa.gov. Zoning officers will host a public meeting to discuss the rules and regulations for commercial properties in the city of Hazleton. The meeting will focus on zoning regulations and business owners who are looking to upgrade their commercial properties. Topics to be discussed include occupancy and commercial inspection, code enforcement, and rental units. Officials will also go over zoning ordinances, third-party inspectors for owners, and review of the Uniform Construction Code. The meeting will be held this Wednesday at 7 p.m. in Hazleton City Hall. Zoning Officer Charles Pedri will be running the meeting. For any additional information or if you have questions, you can contact the Hazleton Zoning Office at 570-956-7697. After more than 4 decades, the Pennsylvania Lottery is changing things up. Today, it announced that it has launched PAI Lottery.
PAI Lottery games are a fun new way to experience Pennsylvania Lottery games in the comfort of your home or on the go. Plus, you can win up to $250,000. There are a number of settings to help players stay within their budget and fit their play style. You can place limits on the amount of time, but you can also take a cool-off period or self-exclude from the program entirely. iLottery is part of a modernization initiative that includes Keno and Express Sports to launch this summer. These products will help us ensure a consistent stream of revenue for those important programs that benefit older Pennsylvanians. iLottery games are all new, so you can't play scratch-off games, fast play, or regular draw games. Those games are sold only at 9,400 retailers all across the Commonwealth.
The lottery is modernizing in an effort to protect funding for older Pennsylvanians. Kids in the Hazleton area are hitting the golf course this summer. SSPTV News intern Jason Bass had the details on the opening ceremony that was held this past Sunday.
Yesterday was the opening ceremony for United States Golf Little League Association, also known as the USGLL. SSPTV News was able to talk with the president of the program for the Hazleton area.
Oh, we're having an opening ceremony. It's our 9th season with the USGLL. Over 100 kids again this year.
And what is the USGLL for no one ever knows?
United States Golf Little League. It's a junior youth golf program for all the kids in the area, ages 6 to 18, where we put them on team formats or they have a stroke play format to play. There's 130 kids in the league this year, and we have divisions from 6 to 8 minis, scramble formats 8 to 12, 13 to 18, and 2 stroke divisions and a girls stroke division. They practice throughout the year. They have 8 practices. They come to the practice, they have an instructor, they get their range balls, they get team hats, team shirts, and then they come and they have 8 to 10 tournaments throughout the year.
11-year-old Sienna Smith told us why she participates in the league and what she enjoys most about golfing.
Hi, my name is Sienna Smith, and I've been in this league for 4 years. I like to golf because of the view, and my friends are golfing with me.
The USGLL is filled to capacity for this year. However, be sure to watch out for signups for next year. For any additional information on the league, please visit hazleton.pa.usgll.org, or you can call at 570-454-6329. Reporting for SSPTV News, I'm Jason Bass.
Thanks, Jason. The Laurel Mall Spring Fling Carnival wrapped up yesterday. For the second straight year, Powers and Thomas Entertainment and the Laurel Mall teamed up to bring you this fun event that attracted people of all ages to the grounds of the Laurel Mall. Congratulations to the 10 lucky viewers who won a family 4-pack of wristbands to the carnival, a $100 value right here on SSPTV. And stay tuned to SSPTV News for more great events coming to the Laurel Mall for the month of June. Coming up next, we talk about the penalties for distracted driving with a state trooper. And in sports, our John Eric Poli has a report from the Pocono 400, and we'll play a round of trivia treats with Ron Marchetti. This is SSPTV News, your place for 24 hours of your hometown news and information.
This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
I'm pleased once again to welcome back Trooper Anthony Petrosky, Public Information Officer for the Pennsylvania State Police, Troop N in Hazleton. I'm sure you have to encounter it often, distracted driving, and it takes various forms. So what exactly do the viewers out there, the drivers out there need to know? What is distracted driving and how many different forms of it are there?
Well, there's too many forms to mention here. We don't have enough time to talk about it. Distracted driving is basically anything that takes your eyes from the road, your concentration from getting from point A to B safely. Driving is a privilege, and people need to realize that the driver of vehicles is responsible for anybody in their car and also everybody else out on the road. The whole point of driving is to get from one place to another safely. So distracted driving can be anything on your phone, which we know texting is 100% illegal, to doing makeup, reading the newspaper, even drinking your coffee if you spill it on you. I mean, again, you need to focus and keep your eyes on the road.
So what kind of fines are we facing if we break the law?
Well, texting is a $50 fine plus court cost, so it gets well over $100. And then if you are driving distracted, you could be charged with careless driving, which is a pretty hefty fine. And it's definitely going to be points on your license, which could lead to a license suspension depending on your previous driver's record.
What about things like often you're driving down the road and the car next to you has the music so loud that, you know, and maybe they even have headphones on or something. Sometimes you see people with that, or their music is so loud. What about if you can't hear emergency vehicles coming up from you? Isn't that kind of distracting your driving as well?
Absolutely. You need to be able to hear emergency vehicles, because if we have our sirens on, that means we're trying to get somewhere to help somebody. So the earbuds you cannot use. You can only have one in your ear if you're using it to make a phone call. You cannot have two earbuds in your ear, because that will block your hearing from being able to hear an emergency vehicle.
How often do you encounter that, though, where you see people who are totally oblivious to what's going on around them because they're listening to music or talking and texting?
Quite often. I mean, everybody has smartphones now, and that's not a bad thing. But again, you have to be smart with your decisions that you make. So using the earbuds is, we see that a lot, and you can immediately be pulled over for that.
Wow. So we want everybody to be safe. We don't want you to be doing distracted driving. So best advice, put the phone in the back seat?
Absolutely. If it is an emergency or you definitely need to use it, or you're waiting on a call from somebody, very simple and easy advice. Pull over when you're safely off the road, use your phone, and then merge safely back onto the road. Other than that, eyes on the road.
All right. Great advice. We want everyone to stay safe, and please do not drive distracted.
Time now for weather on SSPTV News.
Beautiful day at the Valley Country Club for the Try Not to Suck in the Valley Golf Tournament hosted by the Hazelton Integration Project. Joe Madden was there. It was a great day. We'll have a full story tomorrow on SSPTV News. Speaking of tomorrow, let's see how the weather is going to be. Here's our forecast now from the National Weather Service. As you can see, here's a look at what it will be like tonight. But now let's go to Tuesday. There is a chance for some scattered showers, 60% chance of precipitation. We may see a thunderstorm as well. We'll have a high in the mid-60s. On Tuesday night, 60% chance of showers, mostly cloudy, low of 49 degrees. And then on Wednesday, we're down to a 20% chance of showers, partly sunny, highs in the mid-60s. A partly cloudy night with a low of 50 degrees. And how about this on Thursday? Mostly sunny, high of 71. At night, we'll have a low in the mid-50s, partly cloudy skies. Chance of showers on Friday, 30% chance, partly sunny, high of 74. 30% chance of showers at night, mostly cloudy, low of 57 degrees.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Valley High Food Drive-In, the area's oldest ice cream and fast food restaurant. Stop by for our ice cream and yogurt, now featuring fat-free, no sugar-added soft frozen yogurt with flavors like vanilla, strawberry, and strawberries and cream. We also have burgers, hot dogs, fries, and much more.
For daily hours, call 570-455-5362.
That's Valley High, Route 93 in West Hazelton, and like us on Facebook.
And now it's time for our weekly feature law tips on SSPTV News.
My name's attorney Alexis Falvello. I'm with the Falvello Law Firm in Cunningham, Pennsylvania. I formerly worked as a prosecutor in the district attorney's office, and I handled cases specific to vehicular homicides. I was serving the needs of victims of drunk drivers for several years in that capacity, and now I'm willing to serve in a civil capacity. I've worked hand in hand with law enforcement officers. Over the past couple years, I did have 3 families come to me with respect to issues that they've had both medically and financially following an accident that was at the hands of a drunk driver. For those 3 individuals and their families, I did secure settlements in excess of 6 figures in order to help them along with their lives. If your life has been affected by a drunk driver, give us a call at Falvello Law Firm. Your case is our fight.
And now here's your midday winning lottery numbers on SSPTV News. When we come back, we have a ton of sports to get to. So if you won the lottery, that's great. If you didn't, all the sports will cheer you up. We have a report from the Pocono Raceway. We'll tell you who won district titles over the weekend. Get you ready for the state playoffs in baseball and softball. And Ron Marchetti's here. I'll see you when we come back.
Time now for sports on SSPTV News.
A large gathering of race fans were at the Pocono Raceway yesterday, and they saw a very exciting race. Our John Eric Polai was at the Tricky Triangle and has this recap from yesterday's Pocono 400.
Yesterday, the weather was on everyone's mind heading into the Pocono 400, and luckily for everyone, the rain held out, and NASCAR was in Long Pond. Ryan Blaney entered the race in the pole position, and early on in the race, the defending champ built up an early lead. Blaney wouldn't hold that lead for too long, though, because on lap 40, it was Kevin Harvick out in front of the pack. Now to the end of the first stage, where the drivers were slowed down for a few laps, and it's Martin Truex Jr. in the lead. Truex was always in the mix, but Harvick led the most laps yesterday at the Tricky Triangle, and here you see him on lap 115, out in front of Kyle Busch. The 4 and 18 cars were the fastest throughout the day, but Truex wouldn't be denied. Lap 155, Truex is now in the lead, and then 5 laps later, in the last lap of the race, it's not even close as Truex cruises to the finish line to get the win.
Well, we had to come from a bad pit stop, 14th place, and we had to pass a lot of cars, so it's really difficult to do here, as everybody knows, and we got all the way to second there at the end, and the 18, us and the 4 were just so equally matched. I felt like speed-wise, whoever was out front was going to win it, and we took a gamble. We stayed out on that caution when the 18 pitted, and the only reason we did that really is because we knew yesterday in practice we were good on old tires, we were good on scuffed tires, and we ran some of our fastest laps of the race at the end. So it was the right call, and great job by my crew chief to make it.
The weather held out, the race is over, all what's left is the celebration. Victory Road at the Pocono Raceway was a special place for Truex to be. The New Jersey native spent lots of time there growing up as a kid.
Oh, it's awesome to win here. This has been a really good track for us over the years. I love coming up here. I've got memories of watching races here as a little kid, watching Race of Champions, modified race, when they put the barriers up and race through the infield and down the front stretch. So definitely special. Love coming up here, love the area. Got a lot of friends and family that come to this race, so always special. And this, for whatever reason, has been a really good track for our team.
The win marked the second time that Truex claimed victory in Long Pond, and this win now gives him some much-needed momentum.
This year it's been a lot tougher. We've had more trouble on pit road. We've had more penalties. We've had a few efforts in qualifying that weren't quite there, and we've had to battle back from that. So it's been a little tougher to come by this year, but I feel like as far as where the team is, the speed of our cars, the job everybody's doing, we're right there, and we showed it today.
Reporting for SSPTV Sports, I'm John Eric Poli.
Thank you for that story, John. And don't worry, race fans, NASCAR returns to Pocono on Sunday, July 29th. 2 championships were won by locals over the weekend, and the state baseball and softball playoffs start today. Here's the SSPTV Standard Speaker scoreboard. First, the schedule for today. The North Schuylkill baseball team plays District 2 runner-up Mid-Valley at Pine Grove. Steve Stallone is covering that game for the Standard Speaker. The North Schuylkill softball team plays at Blue Mountain High School against District 12 runner-up Swenson that will be tonight at 7 p.m. The Hazleton area girls softball team, they're moving on to the quarterfinals. They beat Garnet Valley 4-2 this afternoon. Dave Seaman was at the game. He'll have a full report in the Standard Speaker tomorrow. We'll also have him on SSPTV News this week talking about the game. The Big HA's baseball team won the District 2 6A championship on Friday. Brady and Tolick got the win on the mound, pitching 5 1/3 innings and only giving up 2 hits and 3 runs. Jeremy Repitz earned the save. JT Vozar hit a triple. Megan Darrow won a state championship at the Scholastic Clay Target Program Pennsylvania Skeet Championships. Darrow is from Drums, goes to Marion High School, and was shooting for the Hazleton Area Sports Shooting Club. She was part of the Cougars state title varsity team in skeet with Justin Mateo and Michael Sokowski. Darrow hit 99 out of 100 targets to win the title. Hazleton Area's Adrian Otero was the MVP of the annual Unico All-Star Classic football game. His team, the Pioneers, beat the Miners 28-14. Otero had 55 yards and 2 touchdowns while also playing linebacker. Otero is off to the University of Maine to play football next season. On Sunday, the Rail Riders dropped a game to Indianapolis, and the Cubs blanked the Mets thanks to a great outing by John Lester and Javier Baez stealing home. The Cubs won all 4 games against the Mets in that series. I'm done, but here's Ron Marchetti.
This is the first Monday in June, and this is the first Tribute Treats in June. Hi, everybody. It was a hot and overcast day at this time 81 years ago in 1937 when the German dirigible Hindenburg, a huge blimp, burst into flames while landing in Lakehurst, New Jersey. It was called then and is still remembered now as the Hindenburg disaster. Of the 97 passengers on board, 35 were killed, along with 1 worker on the ground. The flight originated in Frankfurt, Germany, and lasted for 3 days. On the way to the landing site, the Hindenburg flew low over several New York landmarks, including Wall Street and Times Square. Thousands thronged the streets to watch the spectacle, causing the traffic to be tied up throughout the city as many left their vehicles to glance skyward. The passenger airship also flew low over Ebbets Field in Brooklyn, where the Dodgers were in the process of defeating the Pittsburgh Pirates 9-5, and over at the Polo Grounds in Manhattan as the Cincinnati Reds down the New York Giants 4-0. Less than 2 hours before the most famous and largest blimp of all time burst into flames while its arrival was being broadcast live on the radio. The broadcaster broke down and cried on the air as the huge airship crumbled to the ground while people were dying. It was a disaster that will never be forgotten in American history. Well, let's talk about something more pleasant, Mother of God. Like a horse race, the Belmont Stakes is set for this coming Saturday at Belmont Park in Belmont, New York. Victory Gallop finished second to Real Quiet in both the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness 20 years ago in 1998, and again in the Belmont as they neared the home stretch. Victory Gallop was trailing Real Quiet by 4 lengths with a quarter of a mile to go. But this time, Victory Gallop made a late challenge and won by 4 inches. Race officials indicated that Real Quiet would likely have been disqualified even if he had won because the horse brushed Victory Gallop twice. Real Quiet trainer Bob Baffert would win the Triple Crown with American Pharoah 7 years later in 2015. Till Friday, be a good sport and stay loose.
Good evening, everyone. Here's today's talk of the town. Surviving Together will meet on Thursday, June 7th at 6 p.m. at Perkins Restaurant and Route 93 in Hazleton. You must RSVP by Tuesday, June 5th. To RSVP, you can call Bonnie or Chrissy at the numbers on your screen. The Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce will be hosting training on situational awareness on Wednesday, June 6th from 9 to 10 a.m. at the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce office located on 8 West Broad Street in downtown Hazleton. Registration is $10 for chamber members and $15 for non-chamber members. For more information, you can call the chamber at the number on your screen or go to hazletonchamber.org. And one today's social report with St. John's Evangelical Lutheran Church having a Tricky Tray fundraiser on June 9th. Doors will open at 11 a.m. and the auction will begin at 2 p.m. You do not need to be present to win. For more information, you can call 570-751-4952. And that's today's Talk of the Town. SSPTV News would like to send our sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Helen M. McHugh of Hazleton. Mass is Tuesday at 10 a.m. at St. John Bosco Church in Cunningham. Friends may call Tuesday from 9 to 10 a.m. at the church. The Joseph B. Conahan Funeral Home in Hazleton is in charge of arrangements. And Anna Hazel Sanko of Sugarloaf Township. Mass is Wednesday at 10 a.m. at St. John Bosco Church in Cunningham. Friends may call Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Harmon Funeral Home in Drums. Attention pay-per-view subscribers. If you see your name now on SSPTV News, you can call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Today's winner is Craig Love of Ashland. Call now and leave a message at 570-455-7267 extension 104 for your free movie.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching today. A lot coming tomorrow. Remember, we have that Joe Madden story taking time out of his busy schedule. It's the middle of the Cubs season, but they had an off day and they were on the East Coast, so he took part in that tournament down at the Valley Country Club. I'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy, everyone.
Watch us online anytime at ssptv.com and follow us on Facebook and Twitter.